So on this mini episode of Make It with Calvin, I am down at my parents', and it is the day after Danielle and I filmed and went paddle boarding and kayaking around Channel Islands Harbor, which was an absolute blast. But one problem we ran into is the fact that my kayak and her paddleboard don't have any kind of anchoring mechanism. So my dad happened to have this 2.5-pound disc weight, and I'd seen quite a lot of people on the internet who have used these as an anchoring method for their little boats. And one idea my dad had was to use an eye hook and 2 washers and a bolt, but I told him the problem is I don't want anything sharp on the inside, because the idea is I want this to safely be able to ride inside the boat. I can drop it when I want to set anchor and vice versa. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come along with a file here real quick and just break this edge. It's not really sharp, but just to be safe, I'm then just going to lightly sand the thing and give it a hit or 2 of paint. The main idea is I know this thing will eventually get rusty, but you know, it'll do for the moment. The eventual plan for this is I do want to 3D print kind of like a mushroom base for it. So this will be forced to sit more at an angle underwater. I think like 3 or 4 wraps of paracord in spots to kind of create, like, I'll probably do 3 actually, because it's kinematic and it's self-centering, but the idea is just have something on here so that way this can sink to the bottom and stay put. And 2.5 pounds I think should be more than enough for a small boat. Okay, so I was digging around in the shed of all the freebies my dad has and actually found this Rust-Oleum Flexi Dip removable rubber coating. Now I figured this would actually hold up better than paint because it is somewhat soft and flexible. They do say it's removable, but honestly for this I'm not too terribly worried about that. And like I said, I don't expect the thing to last forever, but the main thing is as long as it's not just super nasty and rusty, it should be fine. So this is coat number 2. They say to give it a minimum of 4 coats. So I'll probably give it 1 or 2 more, let this side dry thoroughly, and then flip it over and do the other side. And in the meantime, I will figure out the ring system for mounting the paracord. Alright, I'm going to say the weight has had enough time to dry. So what I did is I took some black paracord that I had purchased a while back at the dollar store and cut it into about a 24-inch length. So the idea is I can take this and wrap it through here. I'm going to do it twice, and then I'm going to tie a knot here on the end. So there we have it. That's me making a simple anchor mechanism. So the next step will be actually taking this out and using it, which you will see next, and will be a couple days from now. All right, so I'm out here and I need to drop anchor. So I've got my anchor here. I'm gonna send it overboard. have hit bottom. Wow, that's a ways down there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knot the rope really fast and clip it to a carabiner, just a tiny one that is connected to a D-ring here on the boat. And now Calvin's floating snack shack is ready to go whenever my sister gets over here on her paddleboard so she can get her snacks. Yeah. Turn the back. 2 boats, 1 2.5 pound anchor. Do you want something to drink? Just don't drop it. I'm actually very impressed with it for just being a simple 2.5 pound weight. It really does a nice job. Now, one thing I might do in the future is create knots in the rope, say every like 2 feet or something like that, so I can more easily, you know, set my anchorage depth. But I gotta say, this project turned out really good. I still want to try and create the mushroom mount on the bottom. I think that would actually be helpful because then it would put the weight more at an angle, so if it starts to drag, hopefully it'll get a little more bite, if you will. But overall, I'm impressed. So I'll see you guys here next time on Get With Calvin.